Hi students, welcome to this session. In the previous class we saw about importance of education, educational rights, important features of RTE, that is right to education. In today's class we are going to learn about National Education Policy NEP educational schemes, that is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, and Samakra Shiksha. Okay, children. Before we get into the national education policy, you want to know flaws in the present education system. Unfortunately, the above concept, that is Gurukul system of education, has disappeared, and the modern system of education brought to India in the year 1835 by Lord Macaulay is all about rat race to be ahead of others. There is a total absence of personality development, creation of moral conscience, and ethical training. One of the biggest flaws about this education is that it is more commercial in nature rather than an institutional concept that should impart holistic learning to the students. It devotes very less time for physical activity and the development of other skill sets that can assist a student to become a better human being. National Education Policy NEP. In 2019, the Government of India has framed the National Education Policy NEP to promote education among the people of India. The NPE covers all educational systems from primary to college level. Let us know the first national education policy was implemented in 1968, followed by the second one in 1986. Now look at the flow chart given in this picture, children. That is NEP 2020 school education. The NEP 2020 has reconfigured and the curriculum and pedagogy of school education to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 design with an aim to make them responsive and relevant to the developmental needs and interests of learners at different stages of their development. However, it will not be necessary to make any parallel changes to the physical infrastructure. The policy aims at producing engaged, productive, and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive, and plural society as envisaged by our Constitution. Look at this picture, children. That is old academic structure, the new academic structure. Old academic structure, 2 years, class 11 to 12. 10 years, class 1 to 10. 2 years, preschoolers. Okay. The new academic structure, 5 years, preschool, class 1 to 2. 3 years class 3 to 5, 3 years class 6 to 8, middle, that is middle school, 4 years class 9 to 12. The 5 years is foundational, 3 years is preparatory, 3 years the class 6 to 8 middle school, then 4 years to 9 to 12 is secondary school. The new Education Policy 2020 announced aims at increasing the public investment to reach 6% of GDP at the earliest. Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD has been renamed as the Ministry of Education. Right to education until class 12, age of 18 years. 50% gross environment ratio by 2035. The Cabinet on July 29 gave its nod to the national education policy that will bring for reaching changes in the school education and higher education systems. The Cabinet on July 29 gave its nod to the national education policy. Consequently, the Human Resource Development Ministry has been renamed as the Ministry of Education. The education policy has been changed after 34 years, and this is a historic moment, said Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Prakash Javadekar. Now let us see Early Childhood Care and Education ECCE provides early childhood care and education for children of preschool age. From September 2016, children are eligible for the ECCE scheme if they are aged over 3 years and not older than 5.5 years. How the ECCE scheme is provided sessional services, daycare services. Anganwadi, they were started by the Indian government in 1975 as part of the Integrated Child Development Services Program to combat child hunger and malnutrition. Let us move on to child labor. Child labor is not allowed in our country. All children are entitled to have free and compulsory education. Educational schemes. The most important milestone in education is a pre-midday meal program which was implemented by the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu K. Kamaraj. Indian educational system is mainly divided into 4 stages. They are lower primary, upper primary, secondary, higher secondary. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA, the Right to Education Act RTE Act, have improved the educational performance. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA, Education for All, was launched in the year 2001. The objectives of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was increase the enrollment in primary schools, getting access to the free and compulsory education for children up to age 14, improving the quality of education. Samagra Shiksha subsumes the three erstwhile schemes of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan RMSA, and Teacher Education TE. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan RMSA was launched in 2009. The aim of this program raising the minimum level of education to class 10. Later in 2018, the government of India wanted to provide a single scheme for school education starting from preschool to class 12th. This scheme is known as Samagra Shiksha SS. Objectives of Samagra Shiksha: providing quality education and improving learning outcomes of students, supporting all state government in implementing RTA, that is right to education, focusing on girl education, focusing on digital education, that is smart class. In the past 2 decades, India has achieved a maximum enrollment of students in schools. Let us know Peruntalaivar K. Kamaraj birth anniversary, that is 50th of July, is celebrated as Educational Development Day in recognition of his contribution to the development of education. Let us recap. Education is very important for every individual. Every child has the right to have free and compulsory education. Education should be affordable to common people. The Right to Education Act 2009 describes the importance of free and compulsory education for children between the 6 to 14 years of age. Samagra Shiksha scheme improves the quality of education and the learning of students. That's all about this lesson, educational rights. Thank you, children. Have a nice day. I'll give the book evaluation answers in the next class.